Okay, and then how then can we as writers also do that? How can we do it in ways that are subtle, but then also ways that are very overt and clear? Okay, it's so fun. Okay, so while y'all writing that down, I want you to think about, like, sometimes maybe you've seen a music video, or you've just seen someone on TV in a movie, or what's like a strong character that you think of when you think of a movie?
Like an actor, or like a specific person?
Like, what's a movie y'all have seen that had a strong character in it?
Titanic.
Titanic? Okay, what's one of the characters? Rose?
No, the guy.
Yeah, I forget his name now.
Jack. Let's go with Jack. Okay.
Rose is so Jack.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes. Okay, let's just go with Leo. Okay, so Leo, Jack in that's a great example, Rennie, because who can describe Jack to me? Riley.
Okay, so he doesn't have a lot of money, but he's like...
Stop. How do you know he doesn't have a lot of money? Is there a narrator at the beginning of the story that says, "Hello, welcome to what's the name of the movie? The Titanic. This is your first character, Jack, and he does not have money." Like, how do you know this?
And he, at the beginning of the movie, he was like gambling to get a ticket on the Titanic. He didn't have money to get on the ship.
And the way people treated him.
What do you mean by that?
And he was in like others put themselves above him, and just like treated him below, so you kind of like knew he wasn't like the upper class.
Like, you could see the way other characters were reacting to him. Okay, Ellison.
Okay, so first of all, he was in third class, which is the lowest class, and then also he had the family that, like, Rose's family didn't want her to be around him because they didn't like him being
another example of how you could see how the way other characters were reacting to him, the effect that Jack had on other characters. Okay, 2 more quick things, Riley.
He like wasn't allowed in the more like privileged part of the ship, and then like when they like put him in the tuxedo, and then like he was in that part of the ship, they like acted like he, you know what I mean? Like, he blended in. Yeah.
So you really, I mean, I think what I'm hearing here is you are all picking up on the fact that Jack's character and who he was, the writer of that script was able to bring out who he was through his interactions with other people. Okay, Max, last thought.
Okay, so I know this doesn't have to do with characterization, but I think the book that you read us takes place during segregation, where like blacks didn't have equal rights.
Love that thought. Hold on to it. Tuck it away. We're coming right back there. Okay, so we've seen in the movies how the characters kind of come to life through the clothes they wear, the situations they find themselves in. He was in third class, and in the way that other characters react to them, the effect that he has on other characters. Okay, if he had been this tall, handsomely, well, he was pretty handsome, but if he had been this tall, sophisticatedly dressed man who walked in and went straight to first class, and he had just kind of like a train of people following after him, you would immediately know that this was an affluent, kind of socialite, powerful man, right? Okay, you don't have to be told this. Well, this happens all the time in our writing also. And in order for us to be able to write strong characters, and characters where we are overtly and subtly showing the reader and showing our audience who our characters are, is called this characterization. Now, we just read this book, Last Stop on Market Street, which is totally one of my favorite books. Y'all, is it not the sweetest?
Yeah.
It's so
many lessons.
There's so many lessons.
Like the grandmother, like every time the little kid says, "Hey, how come like we don't have a car?" Hey,
the dirt thing.
The dirt. And she always makes the best she makes it look good.
Okay, so Maggie, you brought up a good point about segregation. What made you think about how that played into this book?
Oh, I first noticed it when they were going on the bus, and like, I guess like they would kind of towards the back of the bus when the white people were towards the front.
Okay, so Maggie, this might not exactly be characterization, but you're able to pick up from little clues from the round that were not explicitly stated from the author, but there were clues that Maggie gathered from the pictures, from the story, that put the characters in a time of place. Okay, so we didn't know, the author didn't say this book is about segregation. It took place in 1954. Okay, we don't know that, but Maggie was able to use the clues from the story to put the characters in place. That is an example of a powerful writer.
I'm sure
okay?
if you looked in the
We could probably get some
Yeah.
information. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about two main ways, and I'm just going to erase this real fast. Does everyone have this?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to talk about two main ways to express your characters in your stories, okay? One is direct, and then one is indirect. Now, we have talked a lot this year about the difference between showing and telling, right? If y'all literally leave this class and do not know how to show your readers instead of just telling your readers, then we're going to have to talk, because we have worked so hard on that, okay? So we have literally beaten the deadest horse about that. We have to show our readers in our emotions, in our descriptions, and in our characters. So I think of this, direct versus indirect characterization. I think of this as a way of showing versus telling. So telling, I'm going to put in here in parentheses, tell, and then show. Okay, a direct characterization is going to be something like, let's use the example of the Nana, the grandmother. Her name's Nana, right?
Yeah.
In this book, okay? An example of direct characterization would be if the author had come out and said, Nana,
Should we write this down?
no, you don't need to write this down, is generous. Okay? Nana is generous. We would learn something from that, right? We would know kind of part of her character. But the author doesn't tell us that. But can we surmise from after reading this that Nana's a generous person?
Yeah.
Yes. It talks about how she goes to the soup kitchen. Okay? So let's put the example of soup kitchen.
Wait, to help or just like to because she needs
She's helping.
They were helping.
Oh.
And that actually wasn't stated either, but we using the pictures, the context clues for
Okay.
that. But the other thing about her generosity is the way she was with the people she interacted, right? Did she just say, oh, there's that guy over there, he's a bum, he's always on here? Like, how did she interact? She knew the people's names. Riley, what else?
She's like really, really kind to the blind man,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's put that.
and was like sympathizing to like how he felt and stuff.
Totally. So, y'all, the example of the blind man, see if I can find that real fast, actually probably tells us more about Nana than any other page to me. Okay? Because in this example, she sees the blind man, she knows his name, and then she draws out this lesson to teach her grandson about how some people see differently. Okay? So this blind man still saw things, but he saw them in a different way than her grandson understood. Maggie?
Well, when I first heard about the soup kitchen in the book, I thought it was like they were going to the soup kitchen for food.
Uh-huh. Great. And I think we were all wondering that at first. Okay? Okay, so we have Nana is generous, but then we have, she goes to the soup kitchen. She knows the blind man. Then why do you think she's with her grandson?
To teach him valuable lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just to like she's just spending time with him, I don't know.
Yeah, and so we don't know exactly, but we know maybe he doesn't, maybe his parents aren't around, or maybe this is just kind of like one of their activities that they do. But we know that she is using her time to teach her grandson valuable lessons, Betsy, right? And to just spend quality time with them. Exactly right, Riley. Okay? So what would be another, if you could think about one other character trait that Nana had, what would it be?
Wise.
Okay? So we could say Nana is wise. Okay? Let's put these together, and then let's get on here with the wise. Okay, how do we know she's wise?
Well,
Did the author come out and say Nana is wise? No. What indirect strategies, what indirect processes did the author use to show us, instead of tell us, that Nana is wise? Ella?
I mean, she teaches in multiple lessons within, it seems like less than an hour if you're doing it as a time period.
Mm-hmm.
And so someone who's able to just put out that many lessons in such like normal everyday
Right.
situations has to be wise.
Right. It's like she's got this stored up reservoir of lessons to give. Okay, Maggie?
Well, I feel like she turned the worst situations, not the most ideal, into the best.
Okay. So she was able to turn, I'm just going to put things good. Okay. SC, did you have one?
I was just gonna say that like she's able to kind of realize things that a lot of like younger people probably wouldn't.
She kind of had like a different way of viewing things.
Yeah,
right?
I think she like thought things through because I know like she thought before she spoke. That's kind of what I think.
Right, and that's also a symbol of somebody. I mean, an example of somebody who's wise. Riley.
She did a really good job of explaining like things. Simple things to her grandson in like a bigger scheme.
Yeah.
And she also seemed to like be like strong in her beliefs.
Right.
Like she thought
Like
a certain
convicted.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. She seemed really convicted. Like when the son would say, "Well, why is this certain way?" She would kind of use that as an
Like,
example.
why
Like,
is it? Why is it dirty? And then she said, "Oh, I don't know what she said after that." But like
That is the line. That doesn't that just like little.
She says to like,
Get you-
notice more.
What did she say?
notice.
I have like
The beautiful
stuff you can
things.
notice
Yeah.
beautiful.
Wait, y'all, we've got to find it.
We
Wait.
like out.
Okay. So the boy CJ says, "How come it's so dirty over there?" Okay, and she smiles. Again, the generosity. She's not like, "Boy, don't you realize?" You know, she's like, she smiles, points to the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. Okay, even the way she says it is in such a kind and loving way. We know so much about this woman in this 15-page picture book. Okay, we know so much about this woman. This author, Matt de la Pena, does an amazing job of characterizing Nana, and also CJ, but we just stuck with Nana. He does it by an indirect process of characterization. Okay, he shows us who the character is instead of just telling us. Okay, so one last little bit before y'all get to tackle it yourselves. Okay, when one kind of strategy for being writers, and we are all writers, am I right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
We are writers.
Am I right?
Am I right? Okay, one way that I think of when I'm thinking of how can I show my reader who this person is in my story, okay, I think of this acronym, STEAL. Okay, so you can write this down, STEAL. Okay, the S is for speech. What words does the character use? Okay, how does the character use her language? Okay,
Oh.
Nana used
Speech.
Nana used really kind, thoughtful, controlled, concise, clear language, right? Okay. She meant what she said, and she said what she meant, right? Okay. T, we're gonna go with thoughts. Okay. So what? In this book we didn't see it as much, but in more kind of complex writing, which is what y'all are gonna do. What is the character thinking? Okay. What is she when she walks into a room? What thoughts are circling in her mind? What are her motives? What inspires her? Okay. E, we're going to go with the effects
on others.
on others. Does anybody see anything with this?
Do you
Weird.
mean like
It's an E, not an A.
SC for the win! Okay, it should be an A, but we're going with E for this situation because
It would make sense.
mnemonic device. Okay, effect on others. So somebody said that before, right? Was that you, Maggie? Like when Nana came onto the bus, people knew her. She had an effect on everyone
And
else.
like she helped the blind man.
She helped people.
At
She
first-
named people. She saw people.
At first I thought she helped the blind man because she couldn't see with skin color.
Interesting.
Because
Well, that could be a whole nother depth to
I
her
feel
that
like
we
back
don't
in
even know.
those times, like the white people were like hating on the black people, so I thought because he couldn't see, he wouldn't realize, and
Huh.
he would be nicer, assuming that she was white.
You got all kinds of depth to you. Okay, the second to last thing is actions. Okay, what does Nana do? What does your character do? What steps does he or she take? Okay, in your story. Okay, and then the last one can be the easiest one, depending. Is what does your character look like? Okay.
Beautiful inside.
Okay, what does your character look like? So speech, thoughts, the effect on others, actions, and looks. Okay? Steal.